Hello, my dear students. Welcome to English language class. I hope you all good and safe. My name is Leena, lecturer in English, GFJC Sulya. In this second semester, I am going to teach you poetry section. You will study 5 poems from the textbook Treasure Trove Second. In this class, I am going to teach you the first poem that prescribed in your textbook, that is The Seven Ages of Man, written by William Shakespeare. At the beginning, we know about the author, that is, William Shakespeare is regarded as the greatest writer in the world of English literature. He was born and brought up in Stratford-upon-Avon and is often regarded as the Bard of Avon. He was an English poet, a dramatist, and an actor. He is considered as the national poet in England. His works consist of about 38 plays, 154 sonnets, some long narrative poems, and other verses. Some of his best works are Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello, King Lear, As You Like It, The Tempest, etc. Shakespeare died on 23rd of April 1616 at the age of 52. Next, about the poem. The present poem is an extract from his popular romantic comedy As You Like It, that is in Act 2, Scene 7. It is a speech of a philosopher Jacques talking to Duke Senior. This poem is one of the most famous works of Shakespeare due to its first phrase, all the world's a stage. The author compares the world with a stage and every living person is described as an actor who plays 7 different roles on that stage. Hence, Shakespeare compares life to a stage and has divided into 7 stages, each having its own varied qualities and features. Next, we will move on to the poem. I'll explain you stanza wise. All the world's a stage, and all men and women merrily players. They have their exits and entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. In these lines, they bring out what is in the mind of the poet about this world. He thinks that the entire world is a stage and that all men and women are players or actors. But he does not spell out who is the master who makes us play the different roles. The poet says that we play 7 roles in our life. Hence, the poem is named as The 7 Ages of Man. The poet looks as a great philosopher who has lot of insight into this human life. Next, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. That is, the poet describes the role of an infant. The first stage itself is that of an infant. There he makes his presence felt by crying, that is the language that a child knows. That is how the child tries to attract the attention of the people around it. It cries at the top of its voice of it knows not how to convey. It is in the nursing arms of its mother. Sometimes it omits any food or drink that is not suitable to its body. This period normally lasts till 4 years of age. Then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. The immediate stage is that of a schoolboy. We can very well imagine the picture of a schoolboy. He wears a uniform and runs to the school. He is complaining. He does not want to go to school. He goes to school unwillingly. He used to live at home. Now he is forced to go out and face the outside world. He learns to utter different words and sounds. His face is shining. He carries a small bag. It has usually a shoulder strap. Sometimes he creeps like a snail and not willing to go to school. Next, and then the lover, shining like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. The third stage is that of a lover. We are all familiar with this role in this age of love. He is in romantic mood. He is fully energetic and he likes to wander. He does not want to sit at any particular place. He is very active. The poet describes this stage as he is at the peak of love and romance. He sighs like a burning furnace. He sings the sad ballads of romance. He is characterized by sadness. His songs are full of sadness. He tries to impress his lover. The impression of her reply can be seen in her eyebrows. For many of us, these are familiar scenes, and for many of us, they are our experience too. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation. The fourth stage is that of a soldier. In this stage, he is full of obligations, commitments, goals, and objectives. He is a busy bee. He works hard day and night. He is ready to burn the midnight. He has no time even for himself. He fights for reputation, though he knows that it is short lived. He is just for money's sake and fame. The poet describes this stage as where life is full of obligations, commitments, complaints, oaths, and oaths. His beard is like a leopard or panther. He endlessly fights for his honor, a full presence of mind which is sudden and quick in quarrel, and a heart to maintain a dignified reputation. Next, even in the cannon's mouth, and then the justice, in fair round belly, with good capon lined, with eyes severe, and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The fifth stage is the adulthood, where a man tries to live a fair and justified life. His belly becomes bigger than normal. He is conscious about his diet and consumes a good intake of capon. His eyes are severe with seriousness, and his beard is leveled to a formal cut. He is to take a lot of correct decisions to keep up with the ever changing times. So, this stage is the most powerful stage in life. Next, the sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful house well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, turning again towards childish treble pipes and whistles in his sound. Next, the sixth stage is the middle age, where he prepared himself for the next level in life, that is old age. He learns to relax from the hustles of life. His strength begins to weaken and spends more time within the roof of his house. He looks like a buffoon and an old fool in his rugged old slippers. He hangs his spectacle on his nose for reading, and all his youthful house a flexible tube for conveying a liquid as water to a desired point, save the world too wide. His shank begins to shrink with time, the part of the lower limb in humans between the knee and the ankle. Even his voice begins to descend to a lower tone. In his free time, he smokes his pipe and whistles his matured melodies. Next, the last stanza. Last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. The last stage is the old age, where he enters his second childhood. It is also the beginning of the end of his eventful history. It is also the stage of oblivion, the state of being completely forgotten or unknown, the state of forgetting or of being oblivious, official disregard or overlooking of offenses. He is without everything, without teeth, eyes, and taste. Hence, Shakespeare wants to render a message through his poem, The Seven Ages of Man, that men and women are merely players in, in the drama of life. They are termed as merely players because no one lives forever but plays his or her part and departs. At birth, they enter a stage, and during death, they leave it. Man passes through seven phases of life in accordance with their age. With this, I conclude my class. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.